Hey guys, welcome to KennaDee Kay. I'm so excited for this video because guess what, guys? We're gonna go through all of my pregnancy. We're gonna show you all of my bump pictures from week 4 finding out I was pregnant to now where I'm 39 weeks. It's so exciting and so fun. I can't believe I'm 39 weeks. I literally can have my baby anytime now. I'll kind of share a little bit more about how everything's going right now a little bit later, but we're gonna go through right now all of my pregnancy bump pictures and just kind of reminisce on everything that we have been through in this pregnancy journey, because oh my gosh, it's gonna end so soon. It's crazy, and I'm gonna be a mom, and I'm just so excited. So first things first, let's reminisce on finding out that I was pregnant. So here's a little snippet of what it was like when I found out that I was pregnant. Oh gosh, I'm so scared. I'm going to try to take a test. I'm so excited. This is one of the best days of my life. Oh, I can't believe how long ago that was. It feels like it has been forever, but also feels like this pregnancy has gone by so fast. So it's really a mixture of both, but wow, I just like all those feelings of just being so excited and knowing things that I know now. I'm just so grateful for this opportunity to have my sweet little baby boy, baby Ace. Okay, so let's kind of go through. What I wanted to do is start with, here is the first bump picture that I ever took, right here. This is me at 4 weeks. All of my bump pictures, I will let you guys know now, they're all after I just worked out, because I don't know why, but that was the time that I always remember, oh, I gotta take a bump picture. So this is from week 4 of finding out that I was pregnant. For those of you who may not know, pregnancy is from 0 weeks to 40 weeks, and you usually don't find out you're pregnant until about 4 weeks. I told Chase that I was pregnant. Things that I was feeling at this time that I was really surprised by in my pregnancy experience. In the very beginning, I felt good. I felt like a lot of people say, oh, they felt like super sick, like, and that's how they knew they were pregnant, but that's not how I was. I felt pretty good at first, and then the only things that I really felt is I was thirsty all the time, and I had looked it up, found out that was something that is a symptom, and then also that I had to pee often because I was drinking so much water. And what other things? I was kind of sleepy, like I kept taking naps for a second. My eyebrows changed a different color. They're back to normal where they're just dark, but they turned like this reddish color at first for my whole like first trimester, which is kind of crazy and different. I didn't even know that. I learned that it's like something from hormones. So that was something that was interesting in my first trimester. One thing I was nervous about was when I wanted to continue to work out during my whole pregnancy, because I knew there was a lot of benefits with that. One thing that was kind of nerve-wracking is I didn't know, I did a lot of research on what I could do and what I couldn't do. And as long as I had been doing it previously, I was okay to continue to do that workout. But I remember being very nervous that I was pushing my body too hard, and being nervous that I would hurt the baby. Those are some things that I remember being a little bit scared about my first trimester, especially because you find out you're pregnant, but you don't get a confirmation appointment, at least where I go, until 8 to 10 weeks. So you find out when you're 4 weeks, but you don't get to, or you won't be able to go to the doctor until you're about 8 or 10 to confirm that you're pregnant. So I remember being very like nervous and making sure, like, I wanted to make sure the baby was good and still wanting to make sure that I was pregnant. Like, I kept taking tests over and over again just to make sure, because I didn't want to be wrong. That was kind of crazy. It was hard to wait because you just kind of sit there and you're like, okay, I hope this is right, I hope this is good. Another thing that I was able to do in my first trimester is Chase and I decided that we were going to tell our family members and our really close friends that we were pregnant. Just anyone that we felt like if anything happened, we want them to know, and so that we could have that support system, especially if anything ended in a way that we didn't want to. We wanted to be able to have our family be able to support us, and I was really excited to tell our family as well. I feel like that was such a tender moment for me, and telling my family and all my friends that I was pregnant. That was such a special time, and I'm so grateful for that, and I will forever remember each one of those experiences. And so here's a little snippet of what we did with surprising our families. Yeah, never have I ever been pregnant. No, you're pregnant! Stop! No, you're not! No, you're not! No, you're not!
You
are
going
to
be
an ant.
an ant? Are you serious?
No, you're not! KennaDee! Oh my gosh!
Oh, KennaDee!
Yeah, I'm excited.
Do it! Ashley!
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God!
Open up!
Oh my gosh!
One thing, watching all those videos, I'm so grateful that I did each individual sibling. At first I was gonna do just like groups of them, but in my opinion, I loved being able to have an individual experience with each one of my siblings and seeing their reaction. And it is so fun to like go back and see all of them and just how happy they were. And it was so fun to tell my parents. And I think that was just such a memorable experience, and I'm very grateful for it. Right around at the end of my first trimester, that is when I started feeling the most sick. Because at first I felt like I was like a tiny bit nauseous, and if I just ate, I would be pretty good. And usually I would just be nauseous in the morning, and then throughout the day I'd be fine as long as I was eating continuously and doing little snacks. But at the end of my first trimester is when I started getting really sick. I felt like I was still pretty lucky though. I never was hospitalized, and I felt like I was able to take medicine to help me to feel better. I felt the worst sick in my pregnancy when I was in a car or on a plane. Those two, I was just traveling, my body did not want to do it, and that's when I either got, before pregnancy, I would get car sick kind of often-ish, but when I was pregnant, holy moly, did that amplify it. I got car sick all the time. I feel like almost all the times I did throw up, it was in the car, which, sorry, TMI, but kind of crazy that was, I don't know, maybe you guys have that same experience, but that was when I felt the most sick. It was in the end of my first trimester and the beginning of my second trimester. Probably another reason why I was feeling so sick at this time is because right around this time of the end of my first and the beginning of my second trimester is when it was in the summer, and Chase and I had already planned all these trips, and we were really excited to go on these trips. But that was when we were traveling the most, so it was really hard to stay out of cars and not be in an airplane because we had planned all these trips and I didn't want to cancel them because Chase and I also wanted to experience and have all these fun trips right before we had a baby, because once you have a child, it's a lot harder. Obviously, we still want to travel when we have our kids, but this is just our prime time, especially also when Chase had his gap year before he goes to med school. So we ended up traveling a lot, and it wasn't too bad at first, but then I had a trip at the very end of my first trimester, beginning of my second, and that trip it made me so sick. We went to Europe and it was such a fun trip, but I got so sick and it took me a long time to kind of recover from it because I just was feeling super nauseous. I was exhausted. It was just hard. So I wouldn't recommend going on a Europe trip while you're pregnant. Obviously it's hard because usually those trips are really planned out far in advance, but if you can, maybe go in the fall if you do though, because it was really hot and there's not a lot of AC, and that was another issue. It was just, it's hard. But if you still want to go, go, because I went and it was still really fun. Just getting there and traveling in cars was really, really hard. So anyway, that was like my first trimester. So let's go through and show you guys all the bump pics. So we already showed you week 4 right here. So I didn't take a ton other pictures for the first trimester just because I felt like I didn't really have a stomach and I just kind of felt bloated. But this is me week 11 that I took. You can kind of see there's like a tiny little bit of a bump, but I just kind of felt like I looked bloated. So I didn't take a ton of pictures, but here's week 4 and here's week 11. All right, next let's go into second trimester. So if for those of you who may not know kind of the weeks that go along with second trimester, your first trimester is 0 to 12 weeks, and then your second trimester is 13 to 27 weeks. So we had a lot of stuff happen in second trimester. So I felt super terrible, like we kind of talked about at the beginning, just because I was traveling so much. And then once I had recovered and stopped traveling and was just home, I was able to kind of relax my body, and we were able to start feeling better. And usually in your second trimester, you already start getting more energy. And I definitely got more energy back. I was able, those last few weeks of my first trimester, I was not able to work out. I just felt so sick and was really exhausted. But then second trimester, I felt like I just got this burst of energy, and so I was able to go to the gym again. I was so excited to go back to the gym because that's something that really gives me endorphins and made me feel really good. So I started being able to go to the gym again. I was so excited about that. I got my appetite back because I feel like I was finally starting to be able to eat again, where I didn't have things that were making me nauseous. My smell was still pretty strong, and there's still times where even now my smell is, or my, how would I say this? My sense of smell, there we go. My sense of smell was really strong at the beginning. Second, it's still staying there. And even third, I feel like it's still pretty strong. Like I can smell things pretty quickly, especially if it's like in the fridge. If it smells anything like a little bit off, I'm like, absolutely not, it smells terrible. This also in my second trimester was the time where I started not being able to sleep as well. And I kept like waking up in the night. And usually I'm like a person that just falls asleep and is like dead asleep, but second trimester, it kind of taught me that you're gonna wake up a little bit, and that's okay. So I started doing that, and I started sleeping with my pregnancy pillow. And this is also when I started to get a little bump, which I was so excited about. I think that was one of the most fun things. So here's one of my first pictures with the bump. And it's so funny because this picture right here, I felt like I was like so poppin'. But now I look at it, I'm like, you were so tiny. You had this like the tiniest little bump, but I thought I was popping here. And then around this time too, my second trimester, I was able to do my blood test and figure out the gender for our baby. And so here's a little snippet of our gender reveal and how we found out that Ace was a boy. So we're gonna find out what our gender is in just a few minutes. I'm so scared.
Live your life within the moment. And don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away. To the groove and the light that flickers. We get lost in the crowd, it's getting thicker. Get away from the drinks and chatter. Haven't said a word, but it doesn't matter. Feel the air get thinner. Standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. Live your life within the moment. And don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away. winner. I'm standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. So let us dance this night away. Can't see us. So let us dance this night away.
Around this time too, we also did, around our 20 weeks, we did our big ultrasound where we checked and made sure all of his organs and everything was growing good. And so that was really fun to be able to see baby Ace all getting ready and growing and getting bigger, which was really fun. This also is the time that I was able to tell all of YouTube and all of social media that I was pregnant, and I was so excited to finally tell everyone, let everyone know that we were expecting. That was when I felt like safe about it and felt good about it, and it was just such a fun time to finally tell everyone and gain this huge support system of all of you giving me advice on things of how to best go through pregnancy, and I'm very, very grateful for that. Around second trimester as well, this is, as I said previously, my belly started growing. So let's go through the bump pictures, and I can kind of tell you guys, this is when it started getting hard to pick up things and like using my stomach and being able to sit up. Because at this point I wasn't able to do abs anymore when I was working out, and it was just starting to get a little tricky in figuring out how to live when you have a baby growing in your tummy. So this one is week 14 in the pink shirt right here. Then this is week 18. And guys, at week 18 right here, this baby bump, I thought I was huge. Like I remember, I think I posted it on my Instagram, and I was like, baby is popping. And I look at it now and I'm like, baby was so tiny. It's just kind of fun, but obviously I was popping a little bit, and I'm grateful for it. I don't mean to like, I don't want to dismiss my feelings back then, but it's just funny that he's grown so much in this time. Then next we have week 20 right here. Again, these are all after working out, so I apologize. We have week 23 right here. And last but not least, week 26. This is when we started seeing a big difference in the belly. Yeah, isn't it so fun to see all of the little belly bump pics? So crazy. All right guys, last but not least, we have third trimester, and I'm gonna show you all the belly bump pictures of how I went from this all the way to this. But we don't have enough time on this video, so we're gonna do a part 2 tomorrow, and I'll show you guys kind of everything that I've gone through in my third trimester and all the different changes and experiences that I've gone through. I'm gonna show you all the baby bump pictures because there's a ton more, and let me know what your thoughts are and just your experience with pregnancy if you have any. I'd love to hear, and I'm so excited to show you guys. All right, I'll see you in part 2. Bye.